Hello, I'm Corey from Path of Friendship, and welcome to another Mindful Mutt Moments. This is where we spend a few moments every day just connecting on a mindful, present moment connection with our dogs, which is their experience of the world, which is really how we can be friends. So like we start with all of them, let's do this by sort of getting ourselves centered, getting ourselves mindful, taking a breath in, breathing it out, experiencing how it feels in our body. There are a lot of different places you can experience it, the rise and fall of your stomach, of your belly, or how the air feels cool coming in through your nostrils and warmer going out, or just how everything feels as you're doing it. And really focus and put your spotlight of attention on the sensations and the feelings of that breath. And because that's what's existing right now. And as you do this, we'll take a couple of breaths, and as you do this, the tendency is for our minds to naturally begin to think and to move into other thoughts and stuff. But when that happens, just notice it, and let's bring our attention just back to the breath. So as the attention goes away, we're going to bring it back. So let's just take like 2 breaths. And now you can have your eyes open or closed. And remember, it's not about changing our breath or altering our breath or anything like that. It's just about breathing and the experience of it. And when we're doing this with our dogs, we can focus that experience on how our dogs feel and the touch and the all the different sensations that are coming off of them. Bodhi, I feel he's warmer here, he's cooler here. As I pet him, I can kind of feel the different heat signatures coming off of him and the way his fur feels and his texture of his muscles. And he is sensing how my hand feels on him, the various pressure I may be using, and he's liking it. So connecting with them on this level is really about what the friendship is being equals on an equal level of experience and an equal plane with them. Today, I want to talk about something today, and we've mentioned some of this before, and sort of alluded to it in some of the others, is about looking at our dogs and having eye contact, or having them look at us. And as I mentioned, when we have rapport with our dogs, we have a good relationship with them, a friendship with them. When we look at each other, our bodies naturally release the neurochemical oxytocin, which is that love hormone, and it's the same chemical that's released from a mother staring at her infant, an infant staring back. It's a bonding chemical. It's the love hormone, as it's been dubbed. It's the friendship chemical, and it really is. It takes away the stress and takes away the anxiety, not as a sedative, but as a connective thing. Those who are familiar with the polyvagal theory, it activates our ventral polyvagal, which is the top part of the polyvagal nerve, and that comes from that secure attachment, knowing that we are really connected there and we're safe. It's a feeling of safety. It's a feeling of security. It's a feeling of sanctuary, and we'll talk more about that. But with that said, something about dogs looking at us and us looking at dogs. Dogs are enormously skilled at reading our facial expressions. A lot of people think that the primary sense that they're going to use when it comes to people is their nose. They smell fear. And some of them do. Some of them, they live in a totally different experience than we do when it comes to scent. But when it comes to interacting with our dogs, scent isn't quite as important as visual. They're both very important there, but the visual cues that our dogs get from our faces is an extremely powerful motivator, and they're very tuned into it. I always say you can never lie to your dog, so never play poker with your dog because you can never bluff them. but they're really tuned into our faces. And there have been experiments that have shown, dogs have been shown faces of, say, angry humans, and the dogs exhibit some stress, the stress reactions in their body language, and even some cortisol tests of their saliva to show that there was some stress level there. They did that versus smiling, happy faces with the stress levels much lower. So when we're connecting with our dogs and we're looking at them, one thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we're smiling, or not phony. I don't want you to be phony. I want you to be genuine. But if you're loving your dog and you're enjoying their company and you're connected with them, really let it show in your eyes and in your face and in your expressions, because they really pick up on this. And so smile. One of the reasons I bring it up, and if you notice I'm wearing my bandana here, is that we are living now in an age, and probably for a good while longer, when we go outside and once everybody starts to get together again, there are going to be a lot of people wearing masks, right? For COVID-19, for the coronavirus, we're all going to be wearing these masks. So, when we first started to do this weeks ago, I would go out and see some people in masks. It was a little creepy, right? A little kind of weird looking. Now everybody's doing it. Now we have to in a lot of places. A lot of municipalities are making it mandatory that if you go out into a store or a crowded place that you wear a mask. Okay, still a little creepy to do that, but I know what's going on. The problem's going to come when we're out with our dogs and all of a sudden we're walking, and our dogs, who are so used to seeing people and reading them and looking at them, walking around hiding their faces. All they're going to see is their eyes. They're not going to see anything else. It's like the bandit here. That's going to create some issues for dogs, and some of our dogs are going to become rather stressed out by this. They're not going to know why everybody's covering their faces. There are many dogs in my practice over the years. Halloween has always been a time where dogs have reacted in stressful ways because they see people in different masks. Now that's going to become commonplace. So there is a couple ways that you can kind of, using this shared mindfulness and that connection with your dog, there are a few ways that you can help your dog kind of come into and feel like this is sort of the normal that's going to happen right now. And one is to wear your mask when you're doing this. So I'm going to put this on. And again, it doesn't matter whether I have the bandana, you can have the other kind of masks, whatever masks you're going to use. And pet your dog. Hey, there you go. And get them to look at you. Hi, Bodie. How are you? Good boy. And talk to them and still smile. Your dog can still read it through your eyes and through your voice if you're smiling. I remember when, I don't want to date myself, but this was many years ago, when I was in my early teens, I worked a little bit was known at that time as a boiler room, where you're calling people on the phone and trying to sell them stuff. I was trying to sell light bulbs. And I remember the head of the guy up there saying, smile when you're talking, because your smile can come through the phone. Even though they don't see you, they can hear you smile. It's the same thing now with our dogs. So if I'm going to wear my mask and I'm going to talk to Bodie, I'm going to be smiling, because he'll hear it in my voice and he'll see it in my eyes. So I lift this up. How you doing, Bodie? You're a good boy. Yeah, I know, that's a good boy. There you go. What a good boy you are. And the more I keep doing things normally, even though I'm wearing this on my face, the more he's going to start to adjust and realize, the masks are not a bad thing. Hiding your face is not a bad thing. It's just as nice as if I could see you. And when he's out, and when time comes that we're out and we're around people, and he does see people with masks, he's not going to start to get stressed and nervous and reactive at that, which I wouldn't blame him if he would. So when you take this opportunity when you're working with your dogs in these mindful ways to put your mask on. Not every time. We don't want to do it all the time because it's not comfortable, and we don't want to walk around our own homes if we don't have to with these on. But do it sometimes for your dog so they begin to get used to it and begin to see that that's okay. It's okay that people are like that. And as long as you are speaking to them and continuing the touch and the connection and breathing with them and smiling, they can see it in your eyes, they can feel it, and the masks are not going to be as much of a stressor as it would be for some dogs. Now, some dogs are not going to care. There are going to be some dogs that, who cares? But other dogs are going to be kind of weirded out by these masks here. And taking these mindful moments, even a couple times a week with the mask on, you're going to really go a long way to helping your dog deal with the changes that we're all going to have to deal with wearing these masks out there. Hopefully it won't be for very long, but for however long it is, at least we're getting our dogs prepared as friends. So, let's take another breath in, breath out, connect, and make sure you spend a few minutes every day with your best friend in the whole world, on their level, sharing the experience of being present with them. Until next time, we'll see you then. Bye now.